Is this the best strategy to use for 2025? Well, in this video, we're going to be putting it to the test and see if it is as good as it claims to be. So firstly, what we want to do is we would like to select AUD/USD. Then we would come over to the 20-minute time frame, select Super Itchy Algo. These are the settings. That's the style. And then we are going to be selecting the 200 EMA with the VWAP. Once you have all that, your screen will be looking like something like this. Now, in order for us to grasp this strategy, we need to first share a cherry-picked example. So, in front of you, we have got price is under the 200, under the VWAP, and under the Super Itchy. We have got a cross mark that's appeared. Now, this, because price is below all four of these lines, this is what we would call an A setup. So let's see what we are going to do next. We will enter a short position, and where is the stop loss going to go? We are going to keep the stop loss ultra tight with a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So the stop loss will go just above the cross here and across the VWAP, and we're going to change this to reflect close to 1% of our account. So if you are using a 200k funded account challenge, or you're using a small account, it could be $100, it could be $10. This strategy, we are going to be using 1%. Then we are going to aim for a 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio, which is close to about there. And then we're going to execute that trade and see how it performs. So you can see price almost went to the stop loss area, and we fell and we hit TP, and at the bottom of the screen you can see that we've just earned 4,200, which is a 2-to-1 because we risked 2,000, just a bit over 2,000, and we have just double that, more than double that account profit. So now that we've got one example, let's move on and let's see another example. Okay, so in this respect, because price here is above just the VWAP, we've got crossover, but it's above the VWAP, and we have got the 200 EMA there. We are not going to take this trade because the X is below both of these. If the X was above one of the VWAP or the EMA, then we would have taken that trade. So we ignore that trade. Okay, we have got almost another sell signal, which didn't complete because we need it to be a candle close. And we will carry on until we get another example, which we haven't got yet. We're waiting. Okay, we have got. It doesn't want to give us the X. Okay, we finally got the X. So here, this would be a B setup still, just because the X itself happened above the VWAP, but it happened under the 200 EMA. In order for this to be an A setup, we need it to have the cross under both these. However, let's take the trade and let's see what happens on a B setup. And stop loss will be near enough to the X, or if there was another line just above that, if the VWAP was just above that, we would put it just above that. We are going to be putting it just there, just so I can hit the 1%. And we are now going to be going for a 2-to-1 reward to risk. Now you can see straight away that is quite big. So let's see what happens. Either we'll get stopped out or we will hit TP. Okay, the new day has started. Okay, we are almost there. Now we are up 1400, which we are not at 1-to-1 yet. Okay, so here is another rule that if price shows an X mark above the previous trade, so if the previous trade was short, and which we did from here, that short, but we get another X up here, we just close that trade. We close it. Now that price has shown us a blue, we are above the VWAP, and this is another B trade, B setup trade, and then we're going to place our stop loss just under the VWAP, and we're going to go for a 221 again. Just going to move it down a bit more. There you go, 221 again, and let's see what happens. Either we get stopped out or we hit TP. Oh, we almost hit TP. And we hit TP. Okay, so the B setups have been playing out nicely. We did show an A setup at the beginning that played out nicely. Now that we have seen some examples, we are now going to be randomizing this on the back test, and then we're going to forward test it like this. So let's X out of this, and we will come over to the replay bar, and we are going to select a random bar. So let's see, this is 02, this is 2012, and this is 2011, and this is 2018. Close enough. So the reason I did it 4 times is I want to randomize it as much as I can, just so people that are viewing this know that this is completely random and we are not selecting this by cherry picking these examples. So let's get down to it. We can see that price did give us an entry here, but we of course missed out in this entry, so we will just wait for a new entry to come. Let's keep going. Can we get a buy signal and then a sell signal? Okay, so we have got a buy signal that had just appeared there, and I moved too quickly, so I'm just going to bring the bar back, and there you go, you got the buy signal. We are now going to be buying, and we are going to be placed, because the X is above these two VWAPs in UA, we are going to be placing it just below both these lines. Okay, and then we are going to be going for a 221. Let's just make sure we have the right amount selected. Okay, that is close enough. That's close enough. And then we are going to be selecting a 221 water risk, and let's see what happens. Okay, we got stopped out in that first trade, absolutely fine. Let's move on to the next trade. Okay, we've got a sell that has just appeared. Let's just move this bar back because we would have entered on this candle, and the stop loss would be there. You can see very clearly that there isn't any lines above the X mark, so that's fine. And we will do a 1% again, and then we're going for a 221. Okay, there you have it. So we got a 221. Can we achieve the target? No, we didn't. We got stopped out again. So now we are down 2k, and let's see what happens here. We will wait for a new position to play out. Okay, buy signal has just popped up. The buy position has just popped up here. We will take a buy and put our stop loss just below that, and then again we need to make sure that we hit that 1% mark, which is about there, and then we will go for a 221 again, and let's see what happens. Do we get stopped out again, or does price give us our target? Okay, it doesn't look oh yep. Okay, so we are now back in the green. We will wait for another signal. If price breaks out like this and you're seeing a crossover somewhere, just wait for a retracement, and then we will take another buy. But if price breaks below this, then we need to see a buy, and then we need to see that retracement again. So let's see what's going on here. If we get a sell signal now, that would be a B setup here. Yep, because the crossover is below the VWAP, so that's a B setup, not an A setup. So let's take the trade, place stop loss above the VWAP line, which is there, and we're going to go for a 221, which is about there. We put our stop loss there. Let's see what happens. We got stopped out in this area, but which is fine. We're almost at break even anyway. With this strategy so far, what we are noticing is in a choppy market, it doesn't work so well. We do get into profit slightly, but with any strategy, when it comes to the choppy side of the market, we will get something like this where we're going to profit, we're going to break even, going to profit, going to break even, or we at break even, going to loss, and then we recover it. When the market starts trending, that's where we will start to see the gains, but we need to stay persistent with the 2-to-1 reward to risk ratio. Let's see what happens now. We have got a buy signal that appeared there, so let's just move that back and hit the buy signal. Okay, stop loss below the 200 EMA because that's the last line below, and then we will aim for, make sure we get that 2k, and then we will aim for a 2-to-1, which is about there. Let's see what happens. Okay, price is now trending in that direction, and we are currently up 4k. Okay, now that we are up 4k, let's see if we can get another trade in, and let's see what happens. So far, if you're watching this video, what's your thoughts at this moment? Was it at the time when we were chopping away at this point, did you think the strategy didn't work? How many of you start a strategy and as soon as you start it, you're in this situation when the market is going up, down, you're getting multiple losses, and then eventually you just strategy hop? In this regard, we will stick to it and see if our reward to risk play out. Let's see. Okay, the new day has started. Now this is quite a big trend up, so we want to see a retracement, and then we will see a potential buy entry. Okay, if we get a sell entry here, that would be a B setup. Okay, price is trending very nicely. This here, if you're thinking to yourself that, oh, we should have stayed in this trade all the way, this is greed talking, because as you can see, this particular trade, as it trended up, wasn't as rare, so we want to make sure we book our profit and we move on to the next trade. Okay, we have now got a B setup that has come to fruition, and we're going to put our stop loss above the last line, which is the VWAP down there, and we are going to be trying to aim for a 2-to-1 reward to risk, which is about, give or take, so that will take us to about 44, which is about there. Now bearing in mind we have got the 200 EMA that's sitting there, so this would have to break below that. Let's see what happens. Either we hit it, we consolidate, we come back and we get stopped out, or we get a blue cross which is telling us we are going up. Let's see. Okay, we are up 1500 so far. We have got the new VWAP that have just opened up for the day, and price is trending up, and we're just going to stick with it. Okay, so far we are at 24.90. We have got a strong candle to the downside, and we just missed target down there. We just missed it. So in this respect, we can either manually close it if we think that price isn't going to go further down because we had such a big rejection candle, or we can just leave it. What would you guys do at this point? Pause the video and just comment below. Would you close it or would you let it run? I'm going to close it because it is quite a good amount of money there. Let's just close it. But you let me know what you would have done. If you would have held, you would have hit TP. And those of you guys that have closed it with me, we have both won. Okay, now that price is up 6.5k. We will be trying to look for a pullback. If we get a B setup, we'll take it because B setups have been quite profitable. Okay, now this here is a B setup. Okay, the X wasn't there, it was on the next candle, which was here. That is a B setup. If the X was below the VWAP, we wouldn't take it, but the X is literally just on the VWAP. So we'll take it and we'll put our stop loss below the X, which is the last line of defense down there. And we will go for a 2 to 1. Let's just make sure that we just reduce our position size just so we can get to the 2k mark. Okay, that's close enough. And we're going to go for a 2 to 1. We go to risk. And there we have it. There. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay, we're starting to get a rejection playing out here. We just saw the X mark and the potential of the next candle being an X could be high. So I'm gonna take this loss graciously and let's see what happens. Either there you go. Yep, see it's appeared. Okay, so taking that loss wasn't such a bad idea. And now that we have got an X, let's take another trade. Price above there, and we need to change this amount to reflect our position sizing. There you go. And we're going to go for a 2 to 1 again. Okay, let's see what happens. Price is stopping us up, which is fine. Now that we have changed directions again and another B setup, price under the 200 EMA because that's the last line, and then we are going to be going for a 2 to 1. Let's make sure we just reduce our position sizing. There you go. Okay, just a little bit more down. There you go. Okay, 4k. Let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Okay, okay, we've got stopped out again. No problem. Let's move on. Okay, waiting for another signal to play out. Isn't it has not happened yet. Do we get a sell signal playing out? Okay, we've got a sell signal that has just played out. And again, this is a B setup. Let's go for this. We're going to go just above the last line. Make sure we get the right amount. Close enough. I'm going to go for another 2 to 1 again. Okay. Okay, price is most likely going to stop us out, which is fine. Stopped us out. Okay, now we are down and we need to come back into this area and let's see. So again, same thing. Stop loss below the last line of defense, which is 200 EMA, just below that, and we will go for a 2 to 1 again out there. I'm gonna go for that. Let's see what happens. Price has now had the X mark with 13 on the loss. Take it graciously, and we wait for the next trade. If the next trade gives us a good 2 to 1, we will recover all that, which is about there, and we're gonna go for same amount. Leave it. That could go for closer 2-1. Let's see what happens. Okay, there you go. We have completely recovered all our losses with that one trade. Now let's wait. Okay. So far, we have got a buy signal that has just been generated, and we cannot take this buy signal because this buy signal has got the X under the EMA, under the VWAP, so it's not even a B setup. This is a no trade. So we will move on. And here we are. So again, this is a no trade because we've got the X above the VWAP, above the EMA. Okay. Okay. At this point, you may be thinking, you wish you had taken this trade. Believe me, if you say you wish you had taken this trade, you will incur big, massive losses. It's not worth it. We wait. Got a buy signal, which is about there. And there you go. And that, of course, was not a trade because the crossover didn't happen above the VWAP, so that is no trade. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would have saved us from incurring a loss. Now, we have got a setup that just appeared there. Now, A setups are not guaranteed that they are going to give us 100% win rate, but it's better than the B setups, and the B setups have performed somewhat well. And let's see what happens. Stop loss is going to be above that line, but the candle is the last. I'm going to put it up just above the candle. There you go. And let's go for a 2-2-1. Let's see what happens. Okay. The A setup doesn't look like it's playing out. Oh, it is. Okay, so far we're up 19. It's about to stop us out. That is very close, guys. That is very, very close because look where I placed it. Most likely, if it was a broker with slightly high spreads, that most likely would have been a stop out. So given that we almost got stopped out there, and at this point you're thinking, okay, we're getting stopped out, then price turned. You know what? I'm going to graciously take that win. Let's see what happens. That would have, yep, it would have hit our TP, but like I said, I'm happy to take that win because that would have been stop out anyway. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we've got a B setup here. Stop loss below there, and we're gonna go for a 2-1. There you go. Let's see what happens. Okay, we are rejecting off this 200 EMA. Can price break above that? Let's see. Yes, it breaks above. Happy days. Now we are at 1-1, and this might be where we could put our stop loss. Once we did a 1-1, we could potentially put it at break even, but we need to test that. But so far, you can see that the strategy is profitable because we have finished. We're going to finish off this video session with 8.154, and as you know, to conclude, we have completely randomized this. We have had multiple losses which you had seen, and the way we dealt with those losses is we stayed consistent, we didn't strategy hop, and we stuck to our rule of 2-1 reward to risk ratio, and we are up. Whether this passes a funded challenge account, that is yet to be seen because we are halfway there. if it was a funded account channel, almost actually halfway. But if this was a fully funded account, or this was a real account, this is profitable. So for a 2025 strategy for AUD USD pair, it's worth looking into and potentially implementing it as a strategy based on our backtest. I haven't tested it on any other pair, so this is something that isn't guaranteeing that this result that you're seeing in front of you will also perform well on other pairs, in forex pairs or crypto pairs. This is something that needs to be back tested. So if you did enjoy this video, you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And if you're not already subscribed, then make sure to give a subscribe to the channel and put on the bell notification. I'll see you on the next video.